Hello, everybody. I am Miley95 with a cheeky little underscore, and today we're going to be ranking killers. So, for those who do not know, I play a lot of Dead by Daylight, but I don't play killer often. So, how we're going to be ranking them is the playability, how well I can play them and would play them. I've played all the killers. I have all adept killers. So let's get started. The first one's Trapper. Trapper's pretty easy. Not my favorite to play. Um, but he's easy. So he'd be probably a mid tier. Um, Wraith. Love Wraith. Um, Wraith is also pretty good. I enjoy playing Wraith. Especially during 2v8 time. Um, Fantastic to play. And yeah, pretty easy. Billy. I have a hard time with his chainsaw. His chainsaw attack, which is the entire point of Billy, and it's hard. Chainsawing with Billy is hard. So playability is iffy. I can play him, but he's very iffy. Nurse. Same. Nurse isn't actually bad. I can blink pretty well with Nurse. I'd be a pretty cool Nurse player if I put more time and effort into Nurse. Um, Hag. So when I first played Hag, um, I ended up using an add-on where I don't teleport to. First playthrough with the Hag was not great. Um, However, if you know how to use her, she's pretty good. Just due to like how she really is. She's like a player. But just not my favorite. Mikey. I love Mikey. Love playing a good Mikey. I'm good at Mikey. Or the Shape is what he is also known as. I'm pretty good at that. Same with Doctor. Doctor I also really like and I'm really good at. Then again, those two are also pretty easy killers if you have the right add-ons. Because, for example, you just need like the add-ons matter and just like how you play them. I do not tunnel, nor do I camp. Um, that's kind of how I go with them. I don't camping, I don't tunnel. Um, they're really easy and I enjoy playing them. Same with Huntress. I am a Huntress main through and through. Love Huntress. Love playing her. She's hands down amazing. Cannibal. He's in the same category as Billy. I just the chainsaw. Like his chainsaw is a little easier than Billy's. I still just don't know how like eh eh kind of how I feel about it. Nightmare or Freddy Krueger. When I first played Freddy, there wasn't the switch they made. So I feel like he's rare and you have to really play him. Playability for me personally, I just I don't I don't play Freddy and Freddy's not like my play style. I'm a lot of hands-on. I do a lot of M1ing. I use a lot of M1, sometimes my M2. I wouldn't use a lot of his abilities. Maybe his teleporting I would use, but not a lot of his other abilities as useful as they are. Um I love Pig. I enjoyed playing Pig. Party hats, party hat galore. Movable Pig, which is a friendly pig, is also really fun. Pig is so fun to play. I love playing Pig. Pig is adorable. Love it. Clown. Throwing his bottles are hard. Clown is hard. Clown is hard. Clown is very hard. And takes a lot of getting used to. Is not again one of the killers I would use often enough. Or like would know how to use his abilities correctly. Spirit. I love her phase walking. I love her abilities. Spirit is fantastic. Legion. Legion's also very easy if you know what you're doing, and I enjoy playing Legion. All these killers I have played, and I have played frequently. They're fun to play. Enjoy them. Um, yeah. Plague. I would also say she's A tier. I don't play her. I don't play her often. Her abilities, if you know how to use them, great. There's a couple perks, like perk sets that would really work well with her. Like I've seen Thanan. Um, her counters with that. It's just it depends on how you use her and what you want to use. Um, Ghostface. I love me some Ghostface. I like stealth killers. If you cannot tell. Stealth killers are fun, and goofy. Um, Ghostface is goofy. It can be, um, love the friendly killers you can get out of them. They are amazing. Demo Puppy. Demo Puppy's also hard. Demo Puppy ends up where Trapper and Nurse. Demo Puppy, or Demogorgon, um, with him or her, you have to be careful and have to lunge correctly. Demo Puppy is really hard to use things for the Demo Dog. Or both of those are interchangeable. They're nicknames throughout the community. Um, yeah. Oni. I like Oni. Oni objectively is really fun. I love his abilities. His abilities are hard to control, but they're a lot easier than the Chainsaw Boys. Personally to me, that's how I feel. His abilities are way easier for me to control and use. I'm a keyboard and mouse player, so I don't know if any of that makes more sense. Um, their mechanics throw me off. I enjoy the Oni's mechanics. The Oni's mechanics are phenomenal. Um, Death Slinger. You gotta have skill, and I do not have the skill to play Death Slinger. He's with Freddy Krueger clown. He takes the skill to aim to be able to do the things you do. Um, takes that ability that you need to play him, and I don't have it. Pyramid Head. Oh, not pick it up. I believe personally, Pyramid Head belongs here. I like Pyramid Heads. I've ran into a couple nice ones. I've run into a couple cool ones. They usually have personality, which I really love in killers, but also playability wise for me, I love his abilities. His abilities are fun, fantastic. They remind me a lot of Dracula's. Easy, fun, Blight. Blight also ends up with the Chainsaw Boys. It's the same thing. It is the dashing. I don't know what's different about the Oni. But the Blight's ability is very similar to the Billy's, in my opinion. So I have a hard time with the control. Like, definitely don't have the control or movability that you um, unless you are a seasoned Blight player. The twins, you do not see them often. They're really fun. I like Victor. I like the entire setup with Victor and Charlotte. It's pretty cool to have just like you kind of have two parts one you can send out, like the Houndmaster. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, and Houndmaster's ability is different, works different, but playable wise, also goes down here. You have to have the skill and the ability to be able to balance when you're in Victor and Charlotte. You have to have that play. You have to have the time management to be able to do so. You have to have the time to sit there and decide whether you play with that or not. Trickster. Trickster's easy. Um, Trickster's easy, but I don't like playing Trickster because Trickster has a lot of negative views from survivors in Survivor Handbook. I'm a Survivor main. I have a lot more hours in Survivor than I do Killer, but his abilities are very easy. They very easy. Nemesis. Nemesis is okay. The zombies like them. The whip, pretty cool. Um, he's challenging. He's not challenging to play as a survivor. He's pretty easy. Um, but also tearing up and just a lot of things with him. His range, he's not one of my personal favorites to play just because of like how big he. And then we have Pinhead. Pinhead recently got removed. Um, if you do not already have the DLCs. Um, Pinhead takes a little skill, but not a lot. I think Pinhead also belongs in like the B tier category. He's easy enough to play, just not one of my favorites because the chains, um, they're very particular. If someone decides they want the box the entire game, then there's could be just one person on the box. It really depends on the team, the squad you're going against. Um, but he can be really useful. Um, I haven't had the best of luck with that, but yeah. The artist. Her birds. You again need the ability to use the birds and know how to correctly place them, but you need to be a seasoned player as like a seasoned artist player, an artist main. You have to be able to know how to do it. Um and without that you can very easily get not a lot of luck with it because you're the artist. Um but yeah. Onryo. Onryo's abilities when you're a survivor, if you know how to loop, you can easily loop out of her attack, depending on where you are and where you are in the chase. Um, I like her abilities, the teleporting and everything. She belongs in B tier to me. Her cosmetics are pretty cool. I just don't play her just because the survivors can very easily, if they're good, can loop around you. The Dredge, easy, easy killer to play. Um, he's a very easy killer to play. Um, very fun. The teleporting between lockers. Nightfall, I think, is something that kind of sucks. But that's about it. With that, Nightfall sucks as from a survivor side, but as a killer side, it's really helpful because then you get to see survivors. Um, Wesker. I like Wesker, but with his ability, it's very much the same exactly like these. You have to be able to like aim. You have to. It's not as badly out of control, but Wesker's is not one of my favorites to play at all. Just because of his ability, it's not an ability I would use. He just isn't someone I would go for. The Knight. I like his ability. His ability is pretty cool, setting out guards and things and such. Um, that's pretty cool. Um, I'm not a huge fan of how everybody plays him. However, due to how I would play, I would put him in B tier. He can very much help when you're trying to guard a 3 gen. All sorts of things. I like his abilities. They're great. Just still not one of my favorites to play. Definitely my favorites to play and would play are like the S tier. Those people I would play. Skull Merchant, not my favorite. Her, not my favorite. She is again, you need skill. You need the skill to look at your monitor. You need just that, again, time management and knowing how to place your drones. It's definitely placing the drones, where to place them, how to place them. Same with Singularity. It's a lot of, you have to think of where you're placing your eyeballs. Gotta know where to place them. If you don't know where to place them, you're not that great. You're just not gonna have like the downfall. Like there's basic knowledgeable places you put them, but sometimes you gotta actually have that knowledge. Alien. I love Alien. The Xenomorph. Love it. I've played a couple games with the Alien. I'm pretty okay at the Alien. I enjoy the Alien. Alien is fantastic to play. I like the tail. That's like the one thing I like do enjoy about the Alien is the tail. That is like the one of the killers I use a lot of the M2 on. The tail is fantastic and is fun to play. Chucky. I'd also put him in C. His ability is a little hard to use. I was going for achievements with him, and it was definitely I felt like the dashing was a lot similar to the blight with the dashing, but you have a little more control. So like kind of similar to the Oni. Um, but otherwise, like the Heidi Ho, as much as I do like the stealth killer, I just with how like the camera angle's different, it's not not my favorite play. Um, Unknown. You need skill, a little skill, to aim. Aiming is one of those, knowing the radius of your UVX, and all those things. I had a hard time with the unknown trying to get the UVX and the downs. The downs were hard with the unknown because I'm not used to like as a huntress main, but like the range was freaking me out because you haven't actively like when you're in a chase, you haven't actively moving and you have to and when they're actively moving, they can tell when you're gonna spit your UVX. And like they can tell absolutely with the hatches. Um with the UVX, I feel like people tend to move around a lot more. Vecna. Vecna's alright. I enjoy Vecna. It was really cool getting a D&D inspired. I like the ability as a survivor where you can roll your dice to open the chest to see what you get. Overall, his entire set great. I enjoy playing him. I like his abilities. All of his abilities are unique, amazing. They all help within the chase. Definitely. I wouldn't play him often, but I would play him. Dracula. I enjoy Dracula. His abilities are great. Transforming, the fire. His add-ons are great. He would go where Vecna goes. I wouldn't play him all the time. But, like I enjoy playing him. But when I tend to play him, I tend to be like zoned in and just listening. Straight up listening, paying attention. I don't use a lot of his transformations. I probably should, but I don't. So I do a lot of just walking around. Houndmaster. Play Houndmaster more. I like her abilities. I like the dog. The entire concept's pretty neat. I love the dog's concept. The dog's concept within Houndmaster is fantastic. I enjoy it. I love it. Um, yeah. Kaneki. Don't know how to play him. My adept with him, I did not know how to play him. I got my adept with Kaneki recently. Do not know how to play him for the life of. I was thinking like, how do I hemorrhage and deep wound these survivors? How do I use his ability? I didn't know. Like I could attach myself to survivors, it just would never fully deep wound them. I'm just like, but for why? I never understood why. Um, so I don't understand. Animatronic. Absolutely would add it to my top ones. I enjoy the animatronic. He's fun. He's a lot like Huntress, but also a lot like Dredge. And a lot there's more killers that he's like, but I enjoy his playstyle. I'm a big FNAF fan. Some of the animations could be better, but I would definitely play him and add him to my rotation of killers I would just play. Um both him and his axe does work differently than Huntress, so like that's the only thing I've had to get used to. But otherwise, I enjoy playing him. I use a lot of M1. Again, I don't really use the secondary ability, but it's still really fun. But yeah, these were my rankings on the DBD killers. I hope you enjoy them. And let me know if you have any thoughts, opinions, comments below.